Hey guys, welcome back to the second time Lucky Mining channel. In today's quick video, we are going to have a look at the GPU mining statistics for the month of December. Now, can you believe it? It is the end of the month already. Actually, when I'm recording this, is actually the start of the new year. And what a interesting 2023 it was throughout the year. For those of you that are new to the channel, in this video, what I'm going to do is have a look at the GPU mining statistics and compare it to the previous month. And what I specifically look at is I look at what is the most popular coin, what is the market share between GPUs, specifically between AMD and NVIDIA, and how's that tracking? Looking at the most popular GPUs, AMD and NVIDIA, and then have a look at the most popular mining software people are using. Now, getting the disclaimers out of the way, we will be making use of HiveOS and looking at specifically at their statistics. And I've been looking at their statistics month on month for a very long time. Now, the reason why it's not perfect is, as you would know, there is lots of other mining operating systems out there. There is NiceHash, people mining on Windows, people just mining flat out in Linux as a good example. So there's various other options out there that people might be using that we won't be looking at. Why does that not faze me specifically? I'm not really interested in the raw number necessarily. I'm more interested in the trends to see what software people are moving to, what coins people are moving to get a good idea of what the mining landscape is. Specifically in my strategy, I'm still chasing as much yield while I can before the masses come here. But again, this gives me a rough idea to what people are doing. Now that's enough talking about it. Let's jump on the computer and have a look at the statistics for the month of December.
Okay, so here we are on the computer. Now, jumping into the first stat here is the most popular coin. And as you guys can see, it's actually dominated by a CPU coin, but we're just looking at the GPU statistics. But on the top here, you can see it's Zephyr. But the most popular GPU coin, at least, is KLS, which is Carlson, followed by Ethereum Classic. Then XNA, which I think is Nero AI, AIPG, which is AI Power Grid, followed by Dynex, then Ravencoin, then Lithium, and then ZIL. So as you guys can see, the CPU coins are dominating here. And actually the top GPU mineable coin, Carlson, didn't exist a month ago. Now, let's have a look at the statistics to see sort of, what is this at the expense of? Now, looking at that, I'm just going to jump back to my Excel sheet here. I'll leave a link in the video description in case you wanted to go and have a look at it. But again, here I track the statistics month on month. And what we're looking at is the 31st of December here. And as you can see, in terms of red and green here and the big numbers, what you can see here, obviously the three top coins here at the bottom that didn't exist last month, Carlson, AIPG, and Pyron. Didn't exist at all. So as you can see here, they are brand spanking new. Something else that I've been tracking now also, I added Nero AI, so XNA, into the stats just so that I can track it. I didn't before, but from last month I did track it. But the big changes is at the expense of Nexa here. So you can see here Nexa took a big hit. Obviously Dynex has also taken a big hit. They were super popular in September, but with all the SRB drama and potentially the profitability of all these new coins here, people have gravitated away from Dynex and is mining all of these Casper forks here at the bottom. Okay, so the next stat that we're going to have a look at is the GPUs people are using in terms of NVIDIA and AMD. And for that, I'm just going to flick back to HiveOS here. And as you can see, the most popular GPU brand is NVIDIA compared to AMD. And the gap is actually now 72-28. Now, this gap has actually widened of recent times. So if I just jump back to my sheet here, you can see it used to be 60-40 when I started tracking it in April 2022 here, as you can see. But it has continued to widen across. Again, that makes total sense for me, at least from my perspective, even though I own a lot of AMD GPUs. I'm an AMD fan, or I love their GPUs specifically for mining, and I use one on my gaming rig. It's just easier mining with a NVIDIA GPU at the moment. Yes, all of these forks, specifically in terms of Kapow, is better on AMD, but in general, NVIDIA is just an easier GPU to mine with. Now, talking of NVIDIA GPUs, let's have a look and see which is the popular models people are using. And again, I'm just going to flick over to HiveOS and just show you guys here. And again, surprise, surprise, nothing really interesting here. The most popular GPU is the 3070, followed by 3060 Ti, CMP 30HX, 1660 Super, 3080. I'm actually surprised to still see the 2060 Super in here. But as you can see here, these are the most popular GPUs. Probably the most cost effective and the most efficient ones is the ones that you see at the top. So we haven't really seen a lot of movement specifically in terms of models here. Again, if I flick back to my sheet where I track it, there hasn't really been anything interesting to report here. It's just little bits of pluses and minuses depending on the GPU in question. So it's not really something interesting to report there. Now, looking at AMD, and again, I'm going to flick back to HiveOS, and surprise, surprise, the GOAT, the RX 580 is still the most popular GPU in the AMD stable. I don't know when I will look at the stats one day and it will not be the 580 on top. I'm looking forward to that day, but it's nice to see that it's still on top. Followed by the 5700 XT, the 570 8GB, which really is very similar to the 580. Anyway, followed by the 6700 XT. I've got a couple of these. 6600 XT and the 6600. As you can see here, the AMD GPUs, again, similar to NVIDIA. And if I just flick over to that and look at the month-to-month tracking here, we haven't really seen big moves at the end of the day. I can see here, again, if you look at the trend, since I've been tracking, let's have a look here at April 2022. You can see the 580s was at 33% and it's now at 20% here. So gradually people are phasing out the RX 580s and in favor for some new stuff here. And as you can see here, again, if I look at it, the 5700 XTs has jumped from 7% to 11%. Again, if you look at from last year, April point of view, not even last year, April, 2022, April. So as you can see here, it is a slow grind, but people are phasing out the less efficient GPUs for something a little bit more efficient. But it just takes time at the end of the day. Okay, so last stat, let's have a look at the GPU mining software that people are using. And if I jump back to HiveOS here, as you can see, XMReek is at the top. But in terms of GPU mining, LOL Miner is the most popular, followed by Team Red, then T-Rex, then Gminer, and Rigel basically the same, followed by 10 Miner, SRB, and NB Miner. In terms of market share, at least for me, it's no surprise to see LOL Miner at the top. They seem to put in a lot of work and work with a lot of projects in terms of improving their hash rate. Now, let me jump to the month-on-month tracking here. And as you can see, the big jump this month has been for LOL Miner. A lot of people are using LOL, so people have moved over to LOL, and that really has been at the expense of SRB and 10 Miner. Again, that makes sense to me, at least from my perspective, and I might be wrong here, but a lot of people used SRB Miner and 10 Miner specifically for Dynex. And as people move over to other coins, which we have seen people move over to all of these Casper forks, people are using different mining software there. Again, makes total sense to me, but you know, I might be wrong at the end of the day.
That's it for this video, guys. If you've liked the video, please like the video and maybe even consider subscribing to the channel. If you didn't, please specify in the comments what you would like me to change. Otherwise, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Cheers.